Yeah, let's take a look. Well, it started Thursday night when the Chargers got that huge win over the Broncos. The Chargers all but in now in the 6th spot. And the Broncos, you can see sitting there right now, the 7th and final spot. Good position, nearly 90% chance. If the Broncos can just win one of their final 2 games, the whole wild card race is over. The Broncos are in. But if Denver loses against Cincy and then Kansas City Week 18 finishes 9-8, it's open to these other teams. You see Miami now about to go 7-8. All of these teams in that scenario would need to win out, would need some help. Take a look at the Bengals. Did you think at the start of December when the Bengals were 4-8 they'd even be on a list like this? What would it take for Cincinnati to actually make the playoffs now? This is the Christmas wish list for Cincinnati Bengals fans coming into this week. They needed Denver to lose to the Chargers. That obviously happened. They needed the Bengals to beat the Browns. As you can see, that happened. What do they need now? Bengals got to win that huge game against Denver next week. Bengals will also need Indy and Miami to each lose a game in their final 2. Bengals would then need to win their final game at Pittsburgh. And then how about this? If all of that happens, the Bengals will be waiting and looking for this one. Denver, Kansas City in Mile High, Week 18. They would need Kansas City to beat Denver. Big question there could be, do the Chiefs need that game for the number 1 seed? That's the wish list for the Bengals fans.
What does Philly's loss mean in the race for the 1 seed?
Yeah, big implications there. Philly not stopping Washington late. It all but ends the Eagles' chances of getting that top seed. The Lions, meanwhile, with the easy win today, continuing in the number 1 spot. But you know who had a big day as well? The late win for the Vikings over Seattle. Vikings now 13-2, Lions 13-2. Lions for the moment controlling the tiebreaker. But Week 18, it's going to be Minnesota at Detroit. Potentially, we could have a scenario where the winner of that game gets home field, gets that number 1 seed, gets the bye, and the loser, maybe with 14 wins, would be the 5th seed and would be on the road. That could be a very high-stakes Week 18 game. And again, the Vikings, with that win over Seattle, also huge ramifications for the NFC West. The Seahawks now chasing the Rams. The Rams win today. The Seahawks lose. The Seahawks a game behind the Rams in the NFC West. And you're looking at that and you're saying, well, the Seahawks are only a game behind. They got a game against the Rams Week 18. Why are their chances of winning this division only 13%? It's because even if the Rams lose to the Seahawks in this final game to be in a tie, the tie would be solved by the strength of victory tiebreaker. It's a very complicated one, but the numbers on that are grim for Seattle. Bottom line, the Rams have a chance to clinch this division as early as next week. And there are no fallbacks for either one of these teams. They were both eliminated from wild card contention today. Let's call up where the wild card race stands right now. This is the dividing line. The Commanders in that 7th and final spot. The Packers, all they got to do is win tomorrow. They clinch a spot. You got Washington now. Huge win there to get. They have separation 2 games over the Falcons. Falcons do play Washington next week. Even with the win, the Falcons would still be a game behind the Commanders. More enticing for Atlanta fans, not the wild card. How about the NFC South? Right? If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose tonight against Dallas, the Falcons move into control in that division. Could end up with a home playoff game if they then win out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.